Wow, in this emergency webisode. Don't be a chump, it is just a dump. Wow, and there it is, boys. This fractal, in my opinion, has now been invalidated. And we're going to be taking a look at some shorter term patterns and what is most likely now for Bitcoin, because there's something very interesting that has now shapen up on these charts that we're going to be delving into. Is this actually a climax in volume, a break? But is it going to be a significant break to the downside? Or have we already found our local bottom? Or in fact, will the prophecy be fulfilled and we come back down to fill the CME gap? And huge, after breaking out of this key area right under 11,200, between 11,002 and 11,001, we have now so far found a bounce around 10.7. But what key level is there left to hold for Bitcoin? Will this end up being a somewhat of a double bottom reversal to the upside, guys? Or now is it guaranteed that we're going to be heading to fill the exact price target of that gap? And as well, we're going to be taking a look at what some of these longer term time frames show for Bitcoin. Is what we were talking about the first few weeks after this breakout actually going to happen? And we'll show you exactly what it would look like if it did, because in fact, it would actually be a little more extreme than just the gap. Wow, welcome back hotties, cuties, and mamacitas with thick booties. Guys, we have a lot to delve into in this, yet again, emergency morning dump-isode. Guys, there's so much going on in these charts. Absolutely insane, right? But we're going to be delving into this because, guys, something extreme happened. If you've been watching this channel, something that has been very tedious for me and something that has been, just honestly kind of annoying on these charts is the fact that Bitcoin was continuing to follow this silly fractal, which, if it played out, we would be essentially trading sideways for Bitcoin for another 3 weeks. And guys, as you know, as I've been saying in video after video, although it was extremely accurate up until this point, which is why we were sticking with it, I was not a fan of it. I did not want to do that for Bitcoin's price. I thought that it would just be too simplistic to literally just follow the same thing over and over again for I think it is about the third time in the past 6 months, right? So again, I'm not a huge fan of fractals to begin with. I think they're extremely useful in some situations until they're not, right? With basically all price action. Now, with this most recent move, this is exciting for a few reasons. One, it's a return to volatility, and the rest we'll be getting into in this webisode. Cowabunga, guys. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on those post notifications so you get updated when we upload new videos. And wow, we smashed through the like goal last video. So we are going to be giving away a Ledger Nano S at the end of this webisode. But guys, always make sure to leave a comment so you can enter for these Ledger Nano S's. And in this video, leave a comment on what you're doing during this dip. Are you buying or are you selling like a little girly sissy nanny? Are you buying or are you selling like a little stinky baby, guys? So we have a lot to delve into with these charts. Let's get into it. So first things first, this fractal, in my opinion now, did not predict this whatsoever. It had us holding above 11,000 basically, right? We said that in the last video. We said if we broke below 11.1, but specifically 11 because that's the bigger, rounder, just more concrete number. If we broke below 11, then this fractal, in my opinion, would be invalidated. Okay, and now not only did we do that, we broke actually about 5% so far below this fractal, and this is on the short time frames, right? So this is on like a very small pattern here, and the volatility has been relatively low for the past month. So a 5% move after already being down, I think like already 5%. Let's just see in the last 48 hours so far we're down. Yeah, about almost 11%. So with that, I think we can finally put that to rest. We actually broke below the 50-day moving average. What's very key here, now this is very important, okay? So I want to say that fractal seems to be invalidated, but we're getting a huge return to volume, as you can see here, but it's to the downside. But do not be shaken out, in my opinion, because very often we'll see an actual swing to the upside, but there's some key levels that we definitely, I think, want to hit on our way down, right? The thing is, now the trend is your friend, and now the trend is kind of confirmed down. And also, it would not be smart to catch a falling knife. So, in my opinion, you want to wait for a clear sign of a trend reversal. So far, it's down. So we want to wait to see if we're going to get a reversal to the upside. And we haven't gotten any signals like that yet. Specifically on this chart, though, let's actually put it to the 4 hour so you can see this. What has just happened now is we've dipped our toes below this 7-year support line, which is this blue line, which has been absolutely key, right? So we've kind of been in the no man's zone, no man's land, since breaking out of this ascending channel that we've been playing in and out of for the past year, basically. It's been a very long time, like I think 11 months. But as you can see now, we're below this line, and actually we're approaching. We came all the way down to 10,006, which is where that previous wick was as we began this previously ascending triangle combined with a falling wedge, as you can see here, that is now broken out of that. So now we're still trying to hold that. Mainly what we want to do is not create a low below 10,540 on Bitfinex. So roughly, we don't want to go below 10.5 in the short term. However, guys, what this box represents is exactly where we most likely will be heading within the next week. So I do anticipate if we do get a bounce here, that's very possible. But I think ultimately what the market wants to do right now, because again, we're at a very key level. We got rejected off 12K again. We had multiple touches at 12K. You can see it right here. Yeah, multiple touches right here. And this almost looks like a head and shoulders pattern, actually. Where would the neckline be? Let's see here. Let's see roughly what this... Yeah, so this kind of looks like a head and shoulders, actually, with it potentially being like that, and we're getting the dump there. So also, I mean, even if it's not, basically what happened is we got a rejection at 12K. That was the significant thing. We failed at 12.5 back in the middle of August, and now we just failed the second rally up to 12. So again, that's obviously some bearish confirmation there. But in the short term, I think trajectory would be wise to head back here. Now, looking out on these macro charts, guys, this is something we talked about as soon as we had this breakout, even around when we were approaching 10.2, is that after such a significant breakout, it makes more sense for us to come back down and retest some of these levels for confirmation and then continue upwards on this macro pattern. So we were just talking about like the next week. Now we're talking about like the next 2 to 4 weeks and even maybe longer than that in the midterm. So 2 to 4 weeks being the midterm. So the key levels we want to do, we want to come down, in my opinion, before we head up and maybe have an attempt at 14. I personally think now with this trend confirmation that coming down to this 21-week moving average is absolutely key, around 96. And that is exactly where this gap would fill, right in this area here. So that would fill if we came down to 96. We'd be finding support on the very key level that I always talk about, the 21-week, which is this blue line here. It would also cement this. And worst case, I don't necessarily think we'll go this low, but 8.4 is still a distinct possibility at the very lowest pullback, I think, just because it would be finding this super long term, almost 3-year resistance. We'll be flipping that as support. So yet a huge macro reversal indicator if that would happen. So we want to watch out for that on that chart as well. And the entire cryptocurrency market is actually bouncing right now, and it's 50-day moving average. But if we did come down to those very key levels, Bitcoin would actually come down, or sorry, the entire cryptocurrency market cap could come down to 285 billion if Bitcoin goes to fill that CME gap, which, you guys, people ask, like, why does the gap have to fill? Nobody really knows, other than the fact that it just does fill, right? It's filled like 99% of the time. So the question of why it fills doesn't necessarily matter. The more important thing to realize is that it just usually does fill, right? Nobody knows why Santa Claus breaks into 1 billion houses every year when he goes to deliver presents. We just know that he does that, right? So it doesn't matter why. You know, if he's a weirdo or whatever, he just does. So that's the same thing with this. So huge, guys. This is kind of reaffirming for me. I am excited for this. I would love to see this happen. One further dip, because, guys, this represents for me one of the the literal last macro chance to get in, potentially the last best potential area for the rest of cryptocurrency's future that we'll have for reaccumulating one final time. Because, guys, again, this entire market is so bullish, but in bullish markets, in bearish markets, whatever, there is always pullbacks. As we talked about, even in the most parabolic rally I've ever seen with cryptocurrency, we were pulling back to this 21-day moving average over and over and over again. Or 21 weeks, sorry. That's this blue line here. And again, as I said about a week ago, I definitely think that would be healthy. I was kind of convinced not to believe what I initially thought just by everybody being so bullish, but ultimately I think this is what's going to happen, guys. I think we're going to just have one confirmation, which I think will happen within the next 2 weeks, and then flip ultimately bullish. Huge, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on those post notifications. And if you're interested in trading, you can sign up with our links below to get very nice deposit bonuses as well. We are going to pick the winner for that ledger, but I did want to announce this as well. We're actually picking the winners for the Bybit giveaway that we had about a week or so ago. The representative reached back out to me and he told me the winners here. So the user ID 1582699 won 0.1 Bitcoin. The user ID 1510645 won the Bybit Ledger Nano X. And then 3 users won Bybit clothing, right? Some Bybit hoodies. And that's 1552778, 1514945, and finally 1514492. Okay, so I'll just say it again. The Bitcoin winner was 1582699. The Bybit winner was 1510645. And then the 3 articles of clothing from Bybit are 1552778, 1514945, and 1514492. And guys, as well, the announcement: if you deposit 0.1 Bitcoin, you get a $50 bonus. deposit 0.2 Bitcoin, you get a $100 bonus on Bybit with our links only for a limited time. And huge, let's pick the winner here. Get YouTube comments to see who won the Legendary X on our channel. And we'll see who the winner is. Montana of 30, what the F? YouTube unsubbed me from you. Wow, awesome job, brother. Yeah, YouTube is messing with my channel and I guess other crypto channels, I'm not totally sure. But guys, yeah, if they're unsubbing you, that's why you gotta turn on those post notifications. But congrats, Montana. Make sure you shoot me an email. We can get this ledger out to you. Hopefully you are in Montana, because that saves a lot of time and shipping costs for me to ship this ledger to you.